Hi, this is Simon Gongora. In the next few minutes, I would like to demonstrate the key feature of our iPatient InTouch clinical nurse leader rounding program that we've developed. The goal of our nurse leader rounding program is to enhance your current nurse leader rounding by giving you a very powerful tool that will help you identify and have accountability for every patient alert concern that is identified during daily nurse leader rounding. This accountability will help the floor caregivers to work as a team towards giving the highest and best quality of service to each patient. This, in turn, increases patient satisfaction, which will increase patient experience and thereby impact positively your HCAHPS scores. Let me show you one of the key features of our iPatient InTouch clinical nurse leader rounding program. On the left, we have the RN supervisor screen, and on the top right, we have the screen for our monitor at the nurse station. This 18-inch monitor is located at your nursing station and keeps track in real time each patient alert concern identified during nurse leader rounding and subsequently resolved during the workday. The purpose for this screen is twofold. One, it gives real-time data, and two, it works as a motivational tool to keep everyone on task. On the bottom right is the screen for the patient's nurse, the medical assistant. Here, the medical assistant will be made aware instantly that their patient has a pending alert concern needing to be resolved. Let me show you an example. The RN supervisor is at the bedside in patient room 111. So we'll go ahead and put our patient room number 111. And so the nurse leader will have the iPad at the bedside, and so we'll go ahead and click Start the Session. And here we'll see question number 1. So the nurse leader will ask the patient, "How are you feeling now?" If the patient responds, "The climate is too cold or too hot," the nurse leader can either resolve this question quickly at the bedside or delegate it to the patient's nurse. If the nurse leader decides to delegate this patient alert concern, then the nurse leader will select Poor. Instantly, this will be shown on the monitor at the nurse station and simultaneously be shown on the patient's nurse PC. Let me show you. So here, we'll go ahead and type in that the climate needs attention. Okay, and so by clicking Poor, we'll see here on the nurse station monitor that we will have generated an instant alert or concern. So we'll go ahead and click Poor, and here within seconds, we'll be able to see the patient's room, which is 111. It'll be propagated here on the screen. As you can see, it is being shown now in beige. And at the same time, it is also propagated here on the medical assistant's PC. As you could see here in room 111, we have that particular patient's information. So once that alert was generated, it went to both places at the same time. Now that the patient's nurse has been made aware that their patient is in room 111 has an unresolved alert concern, the patient's nurse will quickly begin to work on resolving the alert concern. Let me show you how the patient's nurse will document the alert concern after it has been resolved. So the patient's nurse will go ahead and click on the patient's chart for room 111, and the patient's nurse will go ahead and click here on the chart, and we'll go ahead and find the alert concern. And so here the patient's nurse can type in a small comment. Spoke to housekeeping. And we'll go ahead and select resolved, and we'll click save. Once we click save, you'll see that the alert concern for patient room in room 111 will be resolved, and it'll now be able to change colors to green. So I clicked it save, and so now the patient's room in 111 will go ahead and change to the green color. And it takes a few seconds, and it'll be changed. As you could see, it changed right there. Immediately, the patient nurse will click resolved and will then click save. So in a few seconds, the icon for that patient room will change its color to green, indicating that the alert concern has been resolved. This is shown on the nurse monitor in real time. By focusing on resolving all of the patient alerts concerns found during daily nurse leader rounding, the nursing staff for that nurse station will be able to monitor in real time the progress made that day towards achieving higher patient satisfaction levels and ultimately lead to higher HCAHPS scores. Thank you for taking a few minutes of your time to review our program. If you have any questions, please let me know. My phone number is 713-828-7392. We are ready to work with your team towards increasing your HCAHPS scores. Thank you.